Dear Ann-Christin Rommen, thank you for your time. You are officially the co-producer of this 14-room project, which is the third time it is running. You've been part of it since the beginning. How has it developed?
Well, I'm not quite part since the beginning, but I was part of the Tempo del Postino, which was actually kind of a pre-preparation for this kind of work that Ulrich Obrist did at the Manchester Festival in, I don't know, 2007, I think already. Yes, and then when in 2011, I of course knew about it and I was really excited. And then 12, I was asked to be the producer for Essen.
Okay.
And then, of course, I'm really happy to be back here now for the third time.
How has it developed? Has it changed?
It has changed, of course. The first time, of course, it was when a lot of things have been found out, and then when we did it the second time in Essen, we had an exchange already, and some works have changed, and new ones came to it, and this is the same. So it's kind of it's a live process where things just move. Some older works remain and some get changed.
You personally are in charge of curating 3 projects within this whole project. I think it's Marina Abramovic, Joe Jonas, and Laura Lima's projects.
Mm-hmm.
Have they've been part of it previously?
From the beginning, yes.
Okay. Do you think they develop through the time, and do they change regionally depending where they?
Not really, because I think they're really strong, solid, very refined works that have their space and their structure, and it of course changes with each performer. Each performer brings a lot to it. So, but the form is very, very much the same. So it's like re-performing a piece that exists for many, many years.
Do you think the projects, the 14 rooms project generally, and the single projects are perceived differently depending on where they are being staged, in which country? Or?
Well, I think it's different audiences also in each country, and then people are also traveling to come see this. So I already know of many people who will come from all over the world to come see it here because they've missed it before and they've heard about it, they've read about it, and then with the art fair, we'll have probably an art audience come. And Essen is in the middle of the industrial part of Germany, and it's already a challenge to have something very exciting and very new and in that area. And the Ruhr-Triennale Festival, who's a theater and visual arts festival, is really working hard to keep this whole area alive culturally, and to bring something like that to the really beautiful museum in Essen. The Chipperfield annex to the Folkwang Museum was a great treat for that area. So it's a different public there.
Absolutely, yeah. You personally, you have a great experience in these sort of projects. What makes this project, the 14 rooms or 12, 11 rooms, so special?
Well, for me, it's totally exciting and interesting because it's like 14 different little pieces, and each one has their complete own needs and own inner life, Each one is a total different piece of art, and so it's so exciting to see it developing and see it happening. And to me, to go to the rehearsal of those dancers who were from the beginning, when you see them first try and remember all these movements, up to the moment when it becomes totally automatic, and it's really like a door, like a revolving door, and you don't think about the perfection because it's just there, but I love the process of everything. We were talking earlier, it's like making a piece of theater or making a piece of art or making something is so much more exciting than only to see it.
Absolutely, it was really interesting, mesmerizing almost to watch this morning how pieces come together and how groups start to form and sort of. Are you looking forward to a specific piece now here in the 14 rooms which you haven't seen before? Or?
I am. I'm actually curious about the piece that's going to be here, the Ed Atkins, which is very mysterious still to us. And so, I mean, I'm really curious when the artist comes and he's working with the performers, and he wants it to be very direct and very improvisational from the side of the performer. So he doesn't want them to prepare or rehearse anything. So that's a complete different approach. And then, of course, I'm also looking forward to old acquaintance again. It's one of the disabled people that are in the Laura Lima piece. She was actually in Manchester, in Essen, and now she's here.
Wow. Lisa
Simpson. And I hope you get a chance to meet her. She's really highly paralyzed, but an enormous spirit to the whole piece.
So the whole community has formed over the years around this project.
And it's like a reunion, you know, in many ways, for some artists, also others who come back to this.
Great. Anything you'd like to add?
I don't know. We'll come back and ask me after this is over. Because now, I mean, this is kind of a little bit, I mean, the first big storms have already happened, I guess. And then now this is a little bit the silence before the big storm, when it all comes together. Because it's quite a challenge to get it up and running all together so that it becomes like a clock, you know, a clockwork. There's so many exchanges between performers in each room to keep it alive for 9 hours a day, and this whole system is a whole other story. You know, for the audience to have somebody in a room all the time, and have it fluid and invisible too.
Yeah, it must have been quite a challenge also to cast all these people. I mean, there's quite challenging.
Of course, performance. So that's also why some are coming back, and we ask them to come back, because, you know, it's also really helpful to have them mix with a new group and connect. Yes, and then of course the choreographer you met, Rebecca Davis, who comes back and has taught this dance, and the Marina piece. She's worked a lot with Marina Abramovic and also with Alora Casadea. So she's also really a very strong connector in this way.
Yeah, I guess that's really important to get the people, to get the spirit going, and to get the people together.
Yeah, and then trying to find veterans of wars. It's a very different scene and a very different group of people to approach and to convince and to talk to. So it's very different from people who want to perform or who are dancers, who are really much more in this world, but they're not in the art world. No,
yeah, exactly.
But still, they become a piece of live art in this exhibition. So it's all quite exciting. It's also exciting for all these people, all the cast, to meet each other, and there's a lot going on during those days when they're backstage and meeting.
Yeah, but I'm also curious how the people, because the rooms are quite small, and how the public will react to the performance, and it's often quite a sort of emotional state, I guess they try to transmit.
Yeah, but it's a great mix of artwork. You know, if you go to the Damien Hirst piece, and it's fun, you know, it's fun. Yeah. It's always fun to see twins, you know, always. And then you see them in connection with those paintings, you know, and it's just fun. And then the Roman Ondak, the swap, the exchange is also, it's quite interesting how somebody gets somebody else to give them something and take something in exchange, and it's beautiful. And usually there's as a group coming together, and they're laughing, and it's a very different. And then there are other pieces where you really want to be totally quiet, and some are very touching, and some, some are exciting, and so it's a great variety of pieces.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.